What if I told you Disney and Marvel are facing a financial crisis that could completely reshape the MCU as we know it? Recent shocking revelations reveal billion-dollar losses, canceled projects, and a future that might look very different than what we've been promised. Are we on the brink of the most dramatic change in Marvel's history? Stay tuned, because what's happening behind the scenes might just blow your mind, and your favorite hero's future hinges on it. Hey, what's up, Superhero Bowl family? Welcome back to your favorite hub for everything Marvel, superheroes, and insider intel. Diving headfirst into some eye-opening news about Marvel and Disney that could shake up your entire Marvel universe. We'll talk about how recent financial revelations are threatening the future of Marvel's biggest projects, what it means for the multiverse, and how this could change everything we thought we knew. If you're into staying one step ahead and knowing what's really going on behind the scenes, make sure to smash that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Now let's get into the real story behind Disney's financial hit and what it means for Marvel fans everywhere. So here's the bombshell. Just within the last 2 weeks, Disney's CEO Bob Iger dropped a staggering truth. Disney is officially broke when it comes to streaming and big blockbuster projects. And the source of this crisis? The massive fallout from Disney's streaming service, Disney+. Iger confirmed that Disney+ lost a whopping $4 billion, yes, billion, with a B, mainly on their Marvel and Star Wars projects. That's billions of dollars just evaporated on shows nobody really watched, shows that cost hundreds of millions to produce, and yet, those investments generated no real subscriber growth or revenue. Let's be real for a second. This isn't just because people aren't interested. It's because Disney and Marvel threw everything at the wall, and most things didn't stick. Projects like Secret Invasion and Andor cost over $250 million each, but they failed to drive subscriptions or bring in profit. The audience simply didn't connect, and the critical reception was lukewarm at best. And what about Marvel's TV shows? You might remember Daredevil, Born Again, and the Secret Invasion series, big-name properties, yet they barely registered on viewership charts. Some shows barely got on the radar, and that's a huge blow for Marvel's credibility and future. It gets worse. Here's the real story behind the numbers. Marvel's TV side, especially on Disney+, turned into a money sink. Shows like She-Hulk and Secret Invasion cost hundreds of millions, but delivered little in return. The recent reports revealed that Marvel isn't just burning money. They're burning trust with fans. The cost of these flops, take Andor, for example. This Star Wars series cost over $650 million for just 2 seasons, and it barely moved the needle. It didn't boost subscriptions, and its critical and fan acclaim was divisive at best. All that spending, and it essentially generated zero ROI. And Marvel? They spent around $250 million on Secret Invasion, but it barely caught anyone's attention. And in the broader picture, it was a massive financial misstep. What went wrong? Poor decision-making at the corporate level, making a ton of content just because they could, not because it was quality. Hiring inexperienced writers and filmmakers who struggled to keep the pacing, quality, and storytelling on point. Excessive CGI, weak scripts, and no clear plan for how these shows fit into the multiverse narrative. All of these led to fans tuning out, viewer numbers plummeting, and Marvel's reputation taking a hit. In essence, Marvel overspent and underdelivered. While Disney Plus faced serious financial turmoil, Marvel's cinematic universe isn't escaping unscathed. Recent blockbusters like Captain America: Brave New World and Thunderbolts have underperformed at the box office, declining sharply from Marvel's earlier billion-dollar heyday. Why does this matter? Because it signals that the brand fatigue is creeping in. Fans are starting to feel the strain of inconsistent quality, overhyped storylines, and the high price tag associated with Marvel movies. When costs balloon, sometimes over $300 million per film, not counting marketing, and returns fall short, studios become cautious. And Marvel's recent movies are barely breaking even, some covering just half or less of their production costs after theater splits. It's clear. The golden days of Marvel hitting the billion-dollar mark almost effortlessly are over, at least for now. This dip in box office success directly impacts Marvel's ability to push ambitious projects. Budget cuts are coming, and with that, likely, a slowdown in high-cost mega events like Avengers: The Kang Dynasty or Secret Wars. Marvel's leadership is feeling pressure from Disney's top executives. Disney's whole business model, especially with Disney+, is heavily reliant on streaming subscriptions and box office strength. If both are faltering, The entire future of Marvel's cinematic ambitions are at stake. Now you might be thinking, but wait, Marvel is about to make the most expensive movies ever, like Avengers, Secret Wars, and Doomsday. Exactly. Marvel has already sunk over $150 million into Robert Downey Jr.'s return, plus another $100 million for the director's hefty paychecks. These aren't small-budget films anymore. They're mega blockbusters with enormous star power and special effects. But if these don't perform as expected, Marvel could face severe consequences. If these movies don't hit that billion-dollar mark, studios might reevaluate their entire investment strategy. The era of endlessly spending hundreds of millions to chase a profit might be coming to an end. To make these films succeed regardless of their past failures, and hope the audience still shows up for their biggest crossover events. While Marvel is a major piece of the puzzle, Disney overall is feeling the squeeze. The company's stock has taken a hit, and the massive losses from Disney Plus streaming are weighing heavily on their balance sheet. So what does this mean for Marvel's future? We can expect fewer big-budget films, less focus on launching new Disney Plus shows, especially expensive live-action series. More reliance on animation and lower-budget projects to stretch the Marvel brand. In fact, Disney might double down on animated features, which cost less but still keep Marvel relevant. Recently, X-Men '97 proved to be a decent hit by leveraging nostalgia without the hefty price tag. Will Marvel bounce back? Absolutely. Marvel's core fanbase remains loyal. Fans who started reading comics decades ago are still here. If Marvel learns from its mistakes, sharpens its storytelling, and keeps stakes high, they can regain their magic. But it's clear, the days of infinite growth and billion-dollar hits are in flux. Times are changing, and Marvel has to adapt fast. As Marvel fans, this roller coaster means one thing: stay tuned and stay critical. We're likely to see a more cautious, strategic Marvel going forward, fewer blockbuster bombast, and more carefully curated stories. Potentially exciting new chapters with X-Men, the return of Iron Man, or even some surprises in the cosmic realm, all holding the key to Marvel's future. And remember, despite the financial turbulence, Marvel's rich history, beloved characters, and dedicated fanbase still. Alright guys, that's up for today. Subscribe to the channel for more Marvel content, and I'll see you in the next one.